That mortgage show, it's Friday, so you know what that means.
It's Friday. It's Friday.
Oh, it's
Right.
for TJIF.
Yeah. Well, uh, I'm tired of hearing it. Al, you need to get a camera. Al, you're so blurry. Al, you eat too much cheese. Enough of it. I'm not going to change. I am who I am. All right. Just a
Yeah.
blurry guy who loves cheese and Alfredo sauce. You know. Sue
If
me.
it wouldn't be that bad if they just texted you and said stuff to you, but like I have to field texts about your blurriness,
Uh
and
huh.
it's starting to affect me.
It's weighing on you. Al, why don't you commit? You know.
How can you say you're all in when you don't even have a camera?
Mm-hmm.
S-
I've
So
heard it
let's
all.
So Alan doesn't have a camera. We're trucking along. I don't know. Is this episode 8? I think doing a pretty good job of getting these things out. I think that's important.
Got to stay consistent. You got to pump them out. You got to pump them out, right?
Yeah, we gotta pump them out, keep them coming, and try our best, and just keep them coming. And hopefully, this is getting better as we go, and everybody's cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I don't know. You 22 people who watched the show last week, I want to thank you and just say that we are grateful for having 22 viewers. I mean, shoot,
Yeah.
20. If we could do 22 loans for you guys, that'd be nice.
Yeah. That's
But
right.
hey, look, now's not the time probably for most people. I get it, but when the time comes,
Right. If you're throwing us likes now, throw us loans later, right? We're in it for
uh
likes,
huh,
not loans, or we're in it for loans, not likes, but we'll take both, right? When the time comes, right? Turn that like into a loan.
we would love both if possible. Turn
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
like into a loan, he says.
I mean,
You're
that's
like a
good.
catchphrase. You should be writing jingles somewhere for somebody.
Uh-huh. I'd be such a good jingle guy. Great
All right,
jingle guy.
jingle guy. Let's get into what's your rate. Friday,
Nickname in
first
high school
segment.
was Jingle. Yeah.
All right, jingle. We'll save it for Christmas.
All right.
All right, here's what we got. Do you mind if I just go on a little rate thing and then you can chime in?
Roll.
All right, so this week the 10-year Treasury bond hit 16-year high. It's very scary when the bond, which drives interest rates, is at a 16-year high. 16 years ago, Al, where were we? We were about 19 years old, and
Mm-hmm.
no lie, please validate this. No lie, 19 years old, Towson University. I was sleeping on your floor in your little room using your egg
Bed.
carton bed
It's like a bed
pad.
cover thing. Yeah. Bed cushion that you put on top of the bed that I had in the closet. You would roll it out with a sheet and a pillow. Man, those were the days. Spider-Man 3, I believe, was top of the charts if
Mm.
you were going to the theater. And one of the bigger songs, not sure if it was number one, but you had Umbrella by Rihanna. So gives you a little sense of where things were last time the bomb was that high.
Yeah. So that's not good for interest rates, and something that a lot of folks in the industry, a lot of the talking heads, which I guess that's what we are as talking heads right now. But a lot of the talking heads, the economists or whatnot, people that analyze the Fed and stuff, they're all saying this phrase. You'll hear it if you're in the industry and you haven't heard it yet. Higher for longer. Be prepared for higher for longer. Higher for longer.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oof.
What do you think about higher for longer, there, buddy?
I don't know. I think it burns my soul. That's what I think. I think I don't want to hear it. I think I'm tired of hearing it. I don't want to hear it anymore. Right. And if you couldn't tell already, I'm the guy that's constantly running around with my hair on fire, telling Ab that the ship is sinking. The ship is sinking. And Ab is the guy that's telling me, like, just plug the holes. We just got to get to shore. We just got to get to shore. And I'm like, how are we supposed to get anywhere? We got holes everywhere. We're taking on water. We're never going to make it. So, yeah, that's me. Ab's the one that's saying that we're going to stay alive. We're going to stay afloat. Just hanging on higher for longer. The show must go on. Business goes on. Life goes on, right? Still got to feed your family at the end of the day. So that's where we are. You frozen like this.
Well, that's my best look.
It was a good look. It wasn't a bad look, but I
Am I
just,
still messed up or is it good?
oh, you look great. Handsome guy.
Firefox Firefox crashed. I mean, come on. What? Firefox is crashing
Get your
now.
shit together, Mozilla. Is that Mozilla?
It is Mozilla. Nice.
That's
All
right.
right. So let's wrap up. What's your rate? I just have one question. Everybody's been talking about it. 8%. Is it here or is it coming? Is 8%
Yes.
different from 7.5%? Really?
Mhm. Think
Is
of yourself as Indiana Jones, right? And
yeah.
8% is that giant ball that's chasing him down the ramp, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's coming. You can't stop it. We're going to see it. It's just a matter of when we're going to see it. Higher for
And if
longer.
it peaks, I don't think that there's a difference between 7.5% and 8%. I get it; it's a half a point and it's worse. But if you're going to do something at 7.5, you're going to do something at 8.
Yeah.
If you're not, you're not.
Well, we thought people were starting to get callous to sevens, right?
Sevens.
Or the high sixes, right? It was like, people are going to get used to it. And then sevens, it was like, people are going to get used to it. And then eight, it's like, people are going to have to get used to it, right? I mean, the thing is, we always come back to it. If you have the means to buy now, do it before things get crazy, right? Get ahead of the market and then refinance later when rates do inevitably come down higher for longer.
Higher for longer.
But
All right. That's it for what's your rate today. Well, I cannot wait until what's your rate is like they're back. It's 5%.
I
But we'll
mean,
get there.
just fireworks. Pow, pow, pow. Al's got a new camera and probably a cool microphone like Gab, right? Like everything's gonna be great. I'm gonna eat a ton of cheese.
Cheese is gonna flow like the.
It's just gonna be a ton of cheese.
Yeah.
Alfredo. Oh, it's gonna be the best.
All right, cheese friggin' cheese fountain. This dude's gonna have a cheese fountain in his house.
Cheese man in my office. Constant cheese.
All right, fondue. Let's move on.
Mm-hmm.
This week for Niche, we're gonna do. Well, I'm not changing the name of the segment, but we're just gonna do a different mortgage stuff from time to time with Niche. Maybe it's gonna be me Niche. Maybe it's gonna be a program. Maybe it's gonna be just a part of the process you should know about. So
Mm-hmm.
today, me and Al. Al had a couple pre-approvals this week that he was working on, so it popped in our head. Like people need to know why a pre-approval is important. Al, why don't you take us? Why don't you start us off about the segment?
Yeah. So as far as why you're gonna need a pre-approval, right? You need to get pre-approved because you got to understand. You got to figure out, right? What can you afford, right? What's your price range? And it's going to help you. You need it. Obviously, you're going to need it. You're going to need to give it to your realtor so that you can put an offer in on a home, right? It shows that you can qualify for the house you're putting an offer in on. It shows you how much you can qualify for. And it's after you've had that initial conversation with your loan officer. You'll have some folks that are, just they want to know the max. What is my max? They want to push the max, and good for them. We'll do what we can. We will do anything. We'll get you pre-approved. We'll get you qualified, and we'll get the loan that you want. Right. And then there's some people who just want to get an idea of comfort level, right? I want to spend this amount. This is what I want my payment to be. Tell me what I'd have to put down or what that loan amount looks like, right? And then you can get an idea of a snapshot. You can get an idea of what you qualify for and what kind of houses you can look for and what area you're going to look in and all that good stuff. So, definitely extremely necessary, right? You have to have it in order to put an offer in on a house.
So yeah, so the why is just to kind of like put a cap on what you said. So identify their qualifying price range so that they can go out in the market and confidently look at, shop for, and offer on homes in
Confident.
that price range.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the uh, the other part is to set those realistic budget goals monthly, and then to determine what those monthly budget goals look like translated into an actual purchase price.
Right. And
All
it's
right.
unique too, because people are like, well, I want to know what I can budget for, right? You got to understand we're doing this based off of your gross income, right? So it's not the amount that you see in your bank account every month. It's not the amount of money you actually get to spend. It's the amount of money that you get paid minus what Uncle Sam gets, what goes in your 401, all that good stuff. So,
Uncle Sam.
you got to understand, you definitely want to know these things because you want to know what that budget's going to look like at the end of the month. And if you can afford it, right? Or if you are spreading yourself a little bit too thin, because if somebody tells us, if somebody says, hey, this is exactly what I want, I'll give it to them, right?
If they qualify.
If they qualify, I'll give my 2 cents as far as like, well, this is what you're going to have left over at the end of the month, right? for the rest of your bills, your car payment, your credit cards, your personal loans, your, cell phone, internet, whatever it may be. Somebody's like, I don't care. This is what I want to spend. It's like, great, I got you. I'll take you wherever you want to go. Right. But that's kind of on us to help people understand that this is what your budget's going to look like at the end of the month. So realistically, this is kind of the area you want to be looking at. Right. So
Right.
some people aren't going to do that due diligence and look out for their borrowers, but obviously we are.
Yeah, that's important and a value add, because in this world we got to try and add value in all different places. So
Right.
um, that's huge. What are we going to need for pre-approval now? What's the bare minimum? You're pre-approving somebody. Hey, I need X, Y, and Z. And then I'll work you up. What are they going to have to provide?
Yeah.
For
So,
pre-approval?
we're going to need to get, obviously we need to take a look at the credit report, right? There's a couple factors that are going to go into what you qualify for and what that pre-approval looks like. We need to pull credit. We need to get an idea of the income, assets, what we're going to use as a down payment for closing costs and things like that. So essentially, as far as documentation that you're going to need, so you can be prepared, your W-2s if you're a W-2 employee, if not, tax returns if you're self-employed, asset statements, to get an idea of what we're going to be using for, like I said, the down payment and closing costs. We're going to need bank statements, right? Full bank statement, all the pages, even if that last one's blank. Full months pay stubs. If you get paid bi-monthly or semi-monthly, or bi-weekly or semi-monthly, got to have 2. Weekly, if you get paid weekly, you're going to have 4. If you get paid monthly, you only need 1. I think that pretty much covers it, right?
Yeah, it's not extremely documentation heavy if
No. Mm-mm.
unless your unique situation calls for it. But the typical 9 times out of 10, it's just 2 years W-2s, 2 pay stubs, 2 months bank statements. And then when it comes to assets, people might have assets all over the place. And usually what I'll tell them is, what, provide us any and all assets that you wish to be considered in this process. Or, if they just have a bank account, provide me with the bank accounts that's housing the cash that you're going to use for this process.
Yeah.
And then that really gets us started. And, aside from like updates and whatnot, this is really going to be the foundation and nuts and bolts of everything that is needed for the process. So if you're going to have to provide it into underwriting, why not provide it at pre-approval? And that's why we get everything up front. We do our due diligence. We run desktop underwriter. We go the whole 9 yards up front for the pre-approval. I would suggest always going pre-approval route over pre-qualification. Pre-qual is more of just like a conversation and like maybe not even a credit pull. It's not worth the paper it's written on.
Mm-mm.
Pre-approval, at least here and most places probably, we're going to be going as far as we need to go to get everything in line. So
yeah. And keep in mind too that people have this misconception that you're going to need everything. You're going to need your library card, right? You got to know what your favorite color is, right? What you wore, last Tuesday is your outfit. Like we only ask for the things that we absolutely need, right? So we don't ask for anything that we don't absolutely need. If we ask for it, we need it, right? But we do our best to limit what we ask for. Because we don't want to be those people that are that make the process more difficult than it needs to be. It's not that difficult.
And like we don't get our rocks off by demanding more things from you. Less is more. I want to do your loan. I want to get loans done. I don't want to be chasing documentation. So trust us when we say we want to get these loans done just as much as you. We're getting what is needed, no more, no less. Less is more. All of that good stuff. So all right. So we've got the why, what, how. All right. So how we do a pre-approval. So we gather those things, and we from the credit check, the income docs, the assets, we derive. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to figure out your debt to income ratio. It's a very simple equation that goes into it. So we take your monthly income, minus out your current debts, multiply that number by the maximum percentage that we can lend in payment.
Mm-hmm.
That way we can insert the the mortgage payment and then reverse engineer from that mortgage payment, reverse engineer purchase price.
Yeah.
So, it's probably tough to get across verbally. It's easy to write for me to write down on paper. But what I do, just giving a real brief overview, what I do is I take your monthly income, then I subtract your debts. So let's say your monthly income's $8,000. You got a $500 student loan. You got a $250 credit card bill and a $250 car payment. So that's $1,000. So I take your gross monthly income of 8 minus your current bills of 1,000. We've got $7,000 to work with. Okay. I know that the maximum debt to income ratio on a conventional loan is about 45%. So I'll play it safe and I'll multiply that $7,000 of income that we have to work with by 40%. Comes up with the number that I can insert into your equation and qualify you for a loan. So once I know what 40% of 7,000 is, I know what your total monthly mortgage payment can be, and we can still qualify your loan, keep your loan under the allotted amount for debt to income ratio and qualify you. So if I know that that number for you is, say it's $3,000, well, I go and I, figure what that means for loan amount. Once I know what that means for loan amount and I know what you have for down payment, loan amount plus down payment equals your maximum purchase price.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't know if that's easy to digest and follow, but that's what we do, and would love to go in depth with anybody who's in the process or wanting to get into the process.
Yeah.
And last thing, so that's why, what, how. Al, last one, we learned it in elementary school. It's why, what, how, and
when,
where,
who,
when,
why.
Who.
I
don't think who was actually ever part of that, but who,
what, where, why, and how. Dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge. You're gonna, I mean, anybody that's looking to buy a house, right? Anybody that's looking to buy a house with a mortgage, right? Obviously, if you're buying in cash, then you don't need us, right?
Right.
But
yeah,
if you're getting, if you need a mortgage to buy a home, right? Unless you got cheddar all kind of stacked up in your bank account, if you're like most of us out there and you need to take out a loan, then obviously you're going to need a pre-approval. So you're going to talk to me or Ab, right? You're going to reach out and say, Uncle Al, Cousin Ab, we need you. Work us up. What can I get pre-approved for? What's our payment going to look like? Where can we look? When can we look? Do you have a great real estate agent for us? We do. We got you.
Yep. Uncle's archetype, and I'm more of the cousin.
I just think based on looks alone, I look like I'm at least 15 years older than you, 20 years older than you.
And I'm your cousin?
Mm-hmm. Well, you're their cousin. You're not my cousin. You're their cousin.
I'm their cousin. I'll be cousin.
Uncle Al and Cousin Ab.
Cousin's the closest thing you can get to a brother or a sister.
Yeah, it's great. Who doesn't love a good cousin?
Cousins are the best. Really, really, I mean, I'd love to have just a show called The Cousins. And just the Cousins.
The Cousins. It's actually not a bad idea for a show.
It's my name of my fantasy football team this year is The Cousins because
after Kirk,
I drafted him, but it's more because it's a family league, and Julian calls Willie Bell and Max the Cousins, so it's a running joke. The Cousins. So that's why.
That's why your team name is the Cousins.
Yeah, and Julian, helped me draft, and he knows all of our players.
Of course,
he roots for the teams. So, all right. We kind of, I don't want to say that we slacked off this week, but we're going to go ahead and skip hot takes. Not feeling hot lately. I just haven't had that fire in me to just have a hot take. And I'm not going to force it. If I don't have I'm not going to force it. At least I can be honest and say that.
Got to know when you don't have your fastball, right? And you're going to need to switch it up. You're going to need to be a junk ball pitcher, right? You don't have your fastball, don't throw your fastball. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. If it's true.
Yeah. I mean, no point in adding in filler and a bunch of bull junk that we don't need. So
a bunch of South Carolina sidearm boardwalk.
Harry Carey. Yeah. Harry High School,
South Carolina boardwalk, submarine sandwich. What?
Shout out to the great Carl Runk.
Okay.
Taking it to the top
Moving on.
9.
Take it straight to the top 9, and then we'll wrap it up with just some chit chat. How about that?
Yeah,
Because we're
chit chat.
cruising
How
through it
about
this
that?
week.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
rolling. It's actually
All right.
good.
So
Not bad.
this week's top 9, we decided to do um, a draft of our favorite text messages that we received from clients that we are making like inside sales type outbound cold call, cold text. These are
Hmm.
people that opted in to receive text. They got to us, whether it's from a site or a credit trigger or a online funnel or whatever. They ended up in our CRM and were
Reaching out.
just outbound.
Yeah.
So I'm going to read for my top 3. I'm going to read the SMS that I sent, and then Al is going to read the reply I got, and then we'll do vice versa.
Hmm.
Okay, so the first SMS, and this is the first one that goes out to people who show up in our CRM who were interested in a home purchase. Hi, it's Adam with Allied First Bank. I saw you were in the market for a purchase. Are you still interested? Can I help you?
Fuck you! Stop texting me.
And I got that this morning driving into work, ready to like, ooh, I'm gonna grab the bull by the horns. I'm gonna make the best of today. Oh, it's not easy right
Nothing's
now.
gonna slow me down.
And then bang, I look at my phone and Al, what's the text say?
Fuck you! Stop texting me.
Yeah, pleasant guy. All right, next one. The SMS was, you were looking into pre-approval for a home purchase back in May. Did you ever end up buying?
Who the fuck are you to talk to me like that?
These are actual replies that we pulled out of our CRM today in preparation for this. I don't want to be boring, but like, hi, you were looking into pre-approval for a home purchase back in May. Did you ever end up buying? Can I help you?
Who the fuck are you to talk to me like that?
When
You know
I
who I
got
am,
that,
asshole?
when I got that reply, I had to go back and see what I was possibly said to this guy.
What could you have possibly said to make this guy so mad? Who do you think you are? I am.
Insane. All right, and last one. Let's see. All right, so this one. Hi, Jane. This is Adam reaching out about your recent inquiry in the housing market.
I'm not Adam.
And then I replied, I know. I'm Adam. You're Jane.
I'm Jane. You're Adam. I'm Adam. You're Jane.
So, hi, Jane. This is Adam reaching out. See if you're still in the market. And then Jane replies, telling me,
My name's not Adam.
and I know. I'm Adam. You're Jane. The conversation ended there, unfortunately.
Oh God, what a sweetheart. She's probably a dear. She's probably very sweet.
I
I
bet
don't
she
know.
is.
Jane's probably not the sharpest tool in the shed. Probably has a lot of cats. Loves to do horticulture. If I had to guess, right?
Yeah.
All right. So my 3, and one of these is from a phone call, but I'll tee that one up when I get to it. So, this one was last week, and the message went out was, "Hi, so and so. I see that you were in the market to purchase a home recently. Have you been pre-approved? If not, I would be happy to work with you on that."
Wrong number, idiot.
Just
Why idiot? Why are you an idiot? Why do people have to be so mean?
I don't know. And he even put a comma in between wrong number and idiot. So like he's educated, right? He knows how to use grammar and punctuation. And like that made it so much worse because it's not just some hillbilly freak show that's just like wrong number, idiot. Like this is an educated person that just wanted to ruin my day. Just really wanted.
You think he used dictation, like talk to text, and he was like, wrong number, comma, idiot, exclamation point.
You know what?
Send.
Maybe, but I mean, could have so easily just said wrong number, or
Or just said stop.
yeah.
By the way, all of our texts go out with underneath it says to never receive a text again, just reply stop. That's all you got to do.
That's
You
it.
don't have to say "fuck you," stop texting me.
Right.
In fact,
You,
that doesn't get us to stop.
no, we're gonna keep coming. And it's so hard when you get these also to not like you think of all the responses of what can I come back with, right? We're professionals, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
So we, can't just say something like you're just talking to a normal person on the street or some guy cuts you off on the road and you can say whatever the hell
Right.
you want to him, right? We have to be professional. We're limited in what we can say back. But sometimes, you would like to say something back. You would like to, just bother them, really. Just try to get under their skin as much as possible to ruin their day.
Hmm.
But it's I gotta say, I don't think either of us ever done it. We just kind of leave it as is and laugh about it and text the other one.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, I'm the kind of person that if I get myself into an argument with some jerk, I'll think about his response, I'll think about my response. Okay. So it's just best to just like laugh about it and not uh get involved with some freaking
Yeah.
freak that's being crazy. All right, so what do you got for your number two? It's a phone
All right, so
call.
this one was a couple years ago. This was not recently, but this is one of my favorites of all time. Okay,
Okay.
this was. Do you see the response in there? Can you see it? And this is
Yeah.
dead serious. This is dead. This is when I first got into the mortgage industry, and we were calling what's called fallout, right? So people that had worked with a loan officer previously, and for whatever reason the loan didn't go through, if it was denied or if it was withdrawn, they didn't want to do the loan anymore. But you follow up with those people because things change, right? So
Hmm.
I was calling Fallout, and it was all VA loans. So I called this veteran, and this is how the conversation went. Hi, sir. My name's Alex with blah, 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 blah. You applied for a VA loan a few months back. Just wanted to check back in with you and see if that's something that you're still interested in.
You ever been shot at, asshole? Fuck you. Click.
Completely speechless. Completely speechless. Did not have any kind of response. I have no idea how that came up. I was so surprised by this man. I don't know what he had going on in his life. God bless him. I love veterans. Huge advocate for veterans. And yeah, I guess I just caught him on a bad day. But then I after I get off the phone, it was like I haven't been shot at. Who the hell am
He
I to be
probably
calling this
has.
guy and asking him about his loans? I've never been shot at. I don't know anything, you know.
Yeah.
Until you realize
Most.
that most veterans have never been shot at. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I guess the ones that have are an elite group. So
And they're just, yeah, they're ready to. But I don't know. It's really tough. I don't know where I would find myself in a place where I would reply anyway like this or treat anyone on the phone like that. Maybe
yeah,
it's because I've been, 10 plus years in a job where a lot of it is calling people and texting people and stuff.
yeah,
So,
and you don't know what this person is or what they've been through. You don't know if they're I can't remember the conversation or where the guy was from, but if he's like some high producer, some CEO, CFO of a company, or if he's a guy that wears camo pants every day and lives in an abandoned bus in the middle of the woods. You have no idea, right?
right.
So God bless him though. That one still sticks with me. Um, and then finally, another one, reached out to somebody quite recently. I see that you were in the market to purchase a home recently. Have you been pre-approved? If not, I would be happy to work with you on
Stop bothering me.
that. Like, again, all you have to do is write stop and it
Uh-huh.
ends and you'll never hear from us again.
Stop
But
bothering me.
stop bothering me in all caps with an exclamation point. So it could have been like that. It could have been like, but I picture it more like, stop bothering me. This person is so mad that I sent him one text. Can you just stop bothering me?
One text, one text.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of these replies are from the first text. Like people don't usually reply mean after the third or fourth text because we send like 12 over a
Right.
month period. Um, yeah, so the reason I went with that was I've got Julian and Dominic, 5-year-old and 3-year-old, and if they're, I just when I hear stop bothering, just like Julian talking, stop bothering me.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I can definitely
But
see
you're
that.
right, it was probably like stop bothering me.
Yeah. So mad. Just
Stop
Oh,
bothering me.
I still think the best has to be. Who the fuck are you to talk to me like that?
You know, to steal from the Gen Z lexicon, low key, stop bothering me is one of my favorite.
Really?
I don't know
Yeah.
why I said to steal. I thought I had way more Gen Z uh,
Lingo?
lingo lined up.
Mm, it's so hard
No
for us to
cap
keep
on
up.
God.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I hate that. It's the dumbest thing ever when you hear these people talk now.
If
It's
you
terrible.
respond mean to somebody who's just trying to help you, that's so mid.
I can't even get on board with trying. I can't get on board with
Yeah.
try. I'm not. It's not. I've only been on Instagram for 3 months, 2 months.
No, it's ridiculous. The way that they talk is absurd.
Okay.
So, the text thing, I forgot about this one, but while we were talking about it, I remembered it. The one guy I was texting, or I texted, he was like, "Fuck you, asshole," or like, "You're a piece of shit." It was like something like that. You're like, "Fuck you, asshole, you piece of shit," or something.
Which
And
is just wild to say to somebody who's just asking if you want to loan.
right, and you'd think like, "Oh, that's some like drunk hillbilly asshole who's mad at their wife or something," right? But the guy's address was the same street that my uncle lives on in this small town in Florida. I was like, and I happened to be seeing my uncle that night at family dinner, and I brought up, I said, some guy that lives in blah 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 texted me this, and he goes, "Really?" I said, "Well, is there many blah blah blahs? The community you live in?" No, it's the only one. So I was like, "You must know the guy," and he was like, "I bet you I know who it is. There's this asshole." Anyway, long story short, he knows the guy. The guy's actually a doctor, like has been a doctor for a long time, lives in Florida. Snowbird, like very like well off, affluent doctor guy, and is just like, "Fuck you, asshole, you piece of shit." Like, so it does
It's
it
not.
could
It's not
be.
like the scum of the earth that's doing this. Sometimes it's the
Yeah.
it's the doctors, the lawyers, it's not just the quote unquote uneducated hillbillies, weirdos, freaks. It's normal, high producing, high functioning members of society.
Yeah. And sometimes I get to a point where I'm so like, because look, it's not fun, and certainly have to do more of it nowadays than ever. It's not fun cold calling. It's part of the job. It's not fun receiving texts. Like, yeah, we've got a CRM that sends these, so we're not sending these texts. It's more automated than that. But the messages are showing up in our inbox. It's not fun. But um, sometimes it'll be like, "Hey, man," like I want to say like, "Hey, I'm a person that's just trying to make a living like anybody
Yeah,
else in this world. Like,
yeah,
what's your problem?" So next time that you get a cold call from somebody or a text message or whatever from somebody, just show a little grace.
yeah. Unless, of course, it's one of like the you just want to cruise, you know.
The John Cena.
Uh-huh. Oh my god, the John Cena is one of the best ever. But like I'm talking about like the ones that are like, it's a scam. If it's a scam, do whatever the hell you want to do. But obviously
Mm-hmm.
this isn't, we're not scammers, right? We're loan guys. We're neighborhood loan guys.
Neighborhood
Okay.
friendly
Yeah.
loan guys.
Neighborhood friendly loan guys. So something to keep in mind. Something definitely to keep in mind. Yep.
All right, Al. So we're at 35 minutes. What do you say? We wrap it up?
Yeah. Hey, it was a good one. It was good.
It,
A lot of
it
good
was a good
content.
one.
Informative, right?
Yeah, you never know how it's going to turn out until you check.
You really don't. But I think it's good. We'll let you guys know where things go in the future. We'll keep you updated on the rates and the programs, right? The things you'll need to do to get ahead of the pack. If you want to buy a house or
Mm.
refinance, we'll let you know. So tune in next time.
Yeah, I don't know what we need to do to get more people involved, but I guess our PR and marketing department can handle that. But
Yeah,
until next time, he's been Al.
he's been Alan App Show.
All right.